Good day everyone, thank you for coming to the channel. Today I would like to showcase a little variant version of my Fury Druid, and that's the Pride Mercenary Fury Druid. So let me go ahead and show you my items, gears, and the whole shebang. So my weapon is a Tomb Reaver Ethereal with 3 sockets, and this is identical as the last video I had showcased with this tune. Yeah, I just tweaked little things to get to where I'm right now, but it has really changed the playstyle with a few tweaks. So here I put a Zot rune and 2 increase attack speed and a damage jewel. The max would have been 360 had I put in like 240, jewels. And if this was like a maximum like damage roll, which would be 280. But I'm 7% off of perfect on that. It's on the high on the red side, and other stats I don't really value, but Tomb Reaver has way too many things that vary. I mean, if it's ethereal or not, 3 socket or not, damage, undead damage, attack rating to damage, all resist, and MF. So yeah, absolutely perfect piece would be like really hard to find. And I'm using a Dusk Fortitude, and life is perfect, but all res is off by 1. And I guess fairy druids are kind of like unfortunate because they can't teleport. I mean, you could put on an enigma on them, but while they're in their form, they cannot teleport. So you have to come out, and so I find that very annoying. I don't do that, and I find it unfortunate that my fairy druids cannot teleport. But and then my helm is a Jalar's main 1-up, and this has a 38 enhanced damage and a 20 life jewel in it. And plus life for druids when they shapeshift, like you get a lot more benefit than other classes. So that's why I put it in here. And also like, I mean, I could have gone for J-Face, which I actually do prefer, but I have this Jalarar's up main with this nice jewel that would just kind of like sit around doing nothing if I don't use it. So kind of like, yeah, that's why I'm kind of using it too. But it's still a nice piece of, class helm. It's really strong. And for my amulet though, I'm using Atma because my speed is maxed out. I don't need any further speed. High Lord's 1 skill is nice, but 20 increase attack speed I don't need. Deadly Strike, it's nice, but on this one, I'm using a Pride on my Mercenary, so I have no way of dealing with physical immunes. Hence, the only other way that I know to counter that or go around that problem is Atma's Ammy. Like, there's another way, that's the Brambo, which is what gave me this whole idea in the first place, where, okay, on my Mercenary, let's use a different weapon, because, Reaper's Toll, as much as I love it, it really shines on a tune that can teleport. If it's a tune like this where I have no Mercenary control, then actually it's kind of not that great. So with that kind of tune, then what would benefit me more? Well, Pride is just an area effect aura, right? Then area effect aura that would just boost my damage versus my Mercenary having to be in the melee range of my target in order to reap the benefit of my Reaper's Toll. So that's why I made this tweak, and as a result I went with this. I guess so yeah, another setting like I just said would be the Brambo, and that's one thing that one of my subscribers mentioned, and yeah, like in the past I never thought about that, but wow, what a way to skin the cat, right? Because I mean, when you shapeshift, you get a lot of life booster. I mean, you don't necessarily need both. So that's why off of that tangent, I'm here, And then Gore, what else on the boot? Dual Leech Ring, and then Raven, 4015 Dungo with Laying of the Hands. So right now though, let's run the calculator and see it over here. Now, Shapeshift Lifers, as best I can. And I have 2 hit recovery. It might not be too big of a thing, but 48 is the breakpoint on the faster hit on a Druid. So I get 30 here, 10 here, so 10. Anyways, and then the rest are just, run with the max attack. And then on my off, I'm using a 660 TA with the Bow Spirit. And I always kind of forget my calculator, so let's kind of do this now. And this is like my logic, I guess, how I kind of came to this. So Druid, Werewolf, Cryptid Axe, and I have 90. So Fury, and Werewolf form, just 30, you know. So right there, I'm done with the speed. I don't need further speed. So that's why, like, to be honest, the laying of the hands, you know, it's mostly for the fire res in a way. Yeah, kind of fire res kind of helps, and then the increased damage to demons. But, you know, I don't necessarily need that. Maybe, you know, Steel Rend with the crushing blow, and, you know, maybe you could get a G face, and then you have be like, maybe at like 65% maybe on the crushing blow, but, you know. So that's why not having high lore here is fine, because my speed is fine, you know. And moving on with my stats, on this one right now, the current setup is where, like, I just set it at 3k life after bow. And then enough index, because Cryptid Axe is 93, and then the rest are going into strength. And right now, as you can see, I'm not fully maxed up, but Cold Res, in my eyes, is one of the res that you don't really have to care. So everything else I need is here. And for the talents, I would say just cookie cutter Fury. Max this, max this, max this. And then max this is definitely what I would think. And then everything else, I mean, after that, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're done. Then 80 points, you're done. So, you know, you have a lot of room to play with, right? So obviously, you know, a lot of people usually go with the further with the summoning. And for me, you know, I went with the Grizzly and just put more points in here and made his damage higher. Now for the Mercenary, yes, it's a Pride, level 20, concentration aura. And yeah, I didn't really care about the base. I didn't care about pretty much anything. Only thing I cared about is just doing concentration aura. And being a dumbass as I am, I bought this online for $2.89. And then later on D2JSP, I got it for 44 in gold. It's like, oh my, whatever. Anyways, yeah, I needed Pride for my other tune, and I was kind of messing with it. And so, anyways, level 20 Pride. If you want to mess with the whole speed thing, you know, with the Mercenary too, I would recommend getting a Thrasher or Giant Thrasher. And, you know, putting increased attack speed on Fire Jewel in your Andy, so that you'll be hitting like a 4.5 breakpoint. And so yeah, you know, this is the overall setup that I decided to go here. And right now I have a cow room here, and let me go ahead and do that with Bale or Diablo and then Bale. So like, this is, at least for me feeling wise, it's not the same as my original, you know. Wow, look at all these fanaticism. Gotta be careful. So yeah, I'm going at it. Right now I'm sitting at 23, but my Mercenary is a Might Mercenary too. And my thought on that was like, you know, why not just max out damage? Like, screw it. I'm going towards, you know, strength, and like, you know, Pride increases my damage too. So, you know what? Screw it. We're going that way. So I just went pure max damage. And, you know, the Atma, oh, you see that? Yeah, I was just going to talk about the Ammy. So Ammy has a 5% chance to proc, which definitely is not a lot. But the reason why I thought it was justifiable and workable was because my Druid is hitting at 4 frames per second, which is like one of the fastest frames. I mean, as you guys can see right now too, I mean, he hits fast, and yeah, now it's 26, right? So at max damage, he's topping out at 26k with his speed. So I'm thinking, do I really need Crushing Blow? Do I really need all that? I mean, I don't think so, kind of, you know? So that's why, like, you know, I was okay, you know, I'm just gonna go for this crazy, just, you know, damage style. And Atma's Ammy is just to deal with the, you know, the immunes. And because it's so fast, because I'm swinging so fast, although it's only 5%, it's like, you know what? It's negligible. Negligible as in 5% chance. at 4 frames on a Druid, right, it will proc enough that it's significant enough. You know, like a lot of people, you know, complain about Ammy, you know, not proccing when they need it. Like for example, like your Boazon with the Ammy on, and you're like fighting a, you know, Bale, and you're like, oh my god, Ammy, proc for me, never procs. Yeah. But I mean, you know, I'm not totally free from that, of course. 5% chance is still, you know, low chance to proc. But, you know, with my attack being 4 frames right there, you see those? Oh my god, my Mercenary died. No, not my Mercenary, but my Heart of the Wolverine died. I can't have that. I gotta. So I don't know if you guys saw earlier, but the amp proc. See right there to amp proc. So it's a small radius as well, right here to amp. It proc 3 times in this short engage. So it is a little bit, you know, I guess, like, you know, I guess he has his own thoughts. He procs like 3 times in a short amount, and look at it right now. In a similar amount of time, it has some proc. Oh, okay, never mind, there's one proc. But so there's another proc. So you see, like, because I'm swinging so fast at 4 frames, I'm thinking, you know what, it's negligible. The 5%, it's like, it procs enough for me where if I do run into physical immune, that it's good enough that at least I will get the main purpose done, which is to get that immunity off. So that's why, you know, and also, you know, the little poison damage with the attack rating boost and all that, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily complain either. Although Hydor stats with the plus skill, you know, and all that, definitely seems more like, you know, alluring, but small charm. But nevertheless, this is still worth it. And you know, my main logic, you know, again, well, so couple like two major complaints that I personally had with this build. Like, okay, so Reaper's Toll, Ethereal Reaper's Toll, and the inability for the Druid to be like Barbarian when it comes to Enigma, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, and I find that unfortunate. Enigma is beautiful. I mean, Reaper's Toll is beautiful. I love it. I have so many pieces of it. But its true effectiveness can only really be shined when you have an Enigma character or teleporting character that you could control yourself to position yourself in a Mercenary in a certain way to take a fullest advantage of it. So Druid is kind of against that, and you know, one of my subscribers had mentioned to me about the brand bow, and I was like, oh my god, like the fuck. Never thought about it, so stuck in this cookie cutter crap, and oh, that's so true. And I want to try, but brand is lateral only. And right now there is this one guy on D2JSP selling a brand demon crossbow, which I believe I can wield for only 30. I have that money, but I don't know. Like, I'm maybe thinking like, you know, so on this Druid, I'll go ahead and, you know, make it like this pride style. And then my Bear Druid, I'll go ahead and, you know, get the brand bow on him, and also turn the Mercenary into a Pride Mercenary too, so I don't have to deal with the Reaper's Toll situation. And then my third melee Druid, I'll go ahead and keep him as Reaper's Toll. That's, I'm kind of pondering right now. But, oh my god, that, wow. So, am I gonna be okay? Oh yeah, my thing died. Oh, I better get out. Yeah, that is a very dangerous position. I don't think my bear is gonna survive too. Here, and I have the amp on too, right? Ooh, but all these skellies help me out. Yeah, so you know, skellies come from here, right? If you look at what 10% reanimate. So yeah, I think that was pretty much the gist of Cow. Let me go ahead and move on to the Diablo. Yeah. You know what? I have a portal with the other two. Let me go ahead and open a portal. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. And yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, let me just clear some right now. Looks a little bit dangerous. I don't want to die. Here's a jewel. just properly rebuff. And you know, I guess the mobility of the Fury Druid with the lack of Enigma is annoying. But if you just think of it in a true, I mean not true, but just mobility sense. Oh yeah, let's go. But oh, see, there it is. It wasn't that long, right? I mean, I was gonna say, oh man, this guy has that cold enchant, so I was a little bit frozen, so I was a little bit slow. So I was like, oh man, is it gonna proc for me? But no, it was pretty quick. You know, Ammy came along. So, but what I think, you know, you have to consider the speed. Again, like my Druid is hitting at 4 frames per second. And that's why I justify Atma to me. But if you're at 5 frames, yeah, no, it's not good enough. You gotta be at 4 frames to kind of run this. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and clear through. I was talking about one thing earlier, but I can't think of it right now. So let's forget about that. And damage is, you know, it's 26k. It's at least on the, you know, the sheet damage, it's pretty high. I mean, 26k is, you know, yeah, right now I have a little debuff on me, but still, look at that, 26k. That's solid. So I don't have much crushing blow. Yeah, I don't. Well, I only have like what, 15% from the boot only on the deadly strike as well. So you know what, like I'm really relying on the, you know, the pure raw physical damage of this 26k to kind of rip through my monsters. Yeah, I can tell my damage went down to 25, and that's because, you know, the from the bow, or what you call it, like which effect is this? The battle command, yeah. So battle commands give you the +1, and then my +1 has run out. That's why my damage has gone down. It's shade shifting, you know. It's kind of like hybrid, you know. It's like, you know, points you put in affects you, your physical damage, and also items and other stats kind of affect you. So I kind of feel like it's kind of like hybrid almost sometimes. So yeah, that's why I saw it drop to 26, and I was like, oh okay. So just go rebow, and then, you know, I'll be back to 26. And so it fell to 25, so I brought it back to 26. But yeah, it's, you know, it's like a lot of these small, like whatever guys are just one hits. And when I had run this on an 8-man as well, I mean, it was pretty damn good. So, you know, later, like, oh, years, physical. Yeah, but I was kind of thinking of, you know, just running like 8-man games, and then, you know, kind of see how my tunes do. I'm sure not all of them will perform well, because not everybody's, you know, optimized for certain, you know, I guess functions, but still, nevertheless, it'll be still fun. Okay, Diablo, yep, not too bad, not too bad. My hitting chance, 83%, not too bad. So let me go ahead and refill, and let me go ahead and open myself a portal and save my ass some time. I'll be right back. Okay, I have my portal here, so let me go ahead and get in. Oh. Kind of like resummoning and rebuffing a little. Yeah, a lot of black souls on this one, but oh well. Oh, okay, this little snake thing. I think that should do it. Oh, okay, one more. Okay. So because, you know, of the pride, I don't really care of the position of my mercenary anymore. Like when I had Reaver still, it doesn't bother me, you know. It's like, unless the mercenary is like right up in the ass, in a way, like I'm not taking advantage, or I'm not like getting return on my investment on the Reaper's toll. And when I started running so fast with my red ball with the Feral Fury or something, what was it? No, not Rage. Yeah, Feral Rage. Like, my mercenary is like all behind me, right? Like, they can't catch up to my speed to a point where, like, you know, they'll reset themselves and then catch up to me. The game allows that, right? So, you see, it's like, unless I'm fighting like a boss, a lot of times, you know, Reaper's Toll can become a little bit of a waste. But again, you know, it's because of this melee style where I can't teleport in shapeshift form. So, you know, I guess, yeah, this is just one of the ways to go around it in a way. You still want to deal with the physical immunes? Well, then you gotta put on something to deal with that, like Atma's Ammy. What else? Well, Brand. But besides that, what else? I don't know. Like Rambo, Atma's Ammy. What else could? How else could you itemize? You know, I'm sure there's another way. But you know, ooh, my spirit. Oh, it died. But you know, again, I guess this is the way I kind of came out with it, with my own interpretation. Ooh, see, these animals are not too bad, you know, like they kind of help, like pretty much distract and decoy, so it's pretty worth it. It kind of does change the whole outcome and you know, kind of the whole situation too. Because if that dragon had gotten onto me, like yeah, that would have been different. But anyways, let's go. Ooh, oh. Ooh, ooh. So if I can just yeah stand there and hit for a little bit, yeah. I guess the way it goes down isn't too bad too. Ooh, okay. It wasn't too slow either, I think. But not as quick as like some other tunes. 78%. Yeah, so if this was a little higher, you know, it would have been better. But Bell is Bell. He's always just annoying. So yeah, this is a little slight deviation with Atma's Ammy and Pride. So it boosted my damage and allow me to do like kind of allow me to experience the game in a different way than my other two. So hopefully, you know, this was able to kind of give you some, you know, insight and inspiration. Maybe you want to give this a try. And yeah, if you have one, yeah, please let me know how your build is and how it's similar or different than mine. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much and have a good one.